I'm gonna go for steak and a little of this potato. Yeah. Wow. Let me get a couple more bites. This is another co-signed recipe from me, you guys. I definitely stand behind this 100%. All right, you guys, let's jump right into this. So we're going to be starting off with the sweet potato. I'm making mashed sweet potato. Obviously, you could do any variation with this. You can roast it, whatever you desire. I'm making mashed sweet potato because I felt like it, and obviously because I really wanted to utilize my smoked Gouda cheese. So basically what I'm going to do is be chopping this in fairly medium to large chunks. I really try to get them all in the even size so they cook the same. I said this in the last video. If you guys didn't watch that, make sure you go check that out. But you want to make sure that your potatoes all kind of cook the same. I mean, if they don't, it's not the end of the world. But if you want to avoid like super runny or just like overcooked potatoes, it was just simmering for about 20 to 30 minutes on medium-high heat. You see me poke a fork through it and it almost fell apart, you guys. That is the consistency you want it to be, where it is not falling apart, but you can still stick a fork through it and it still holds together. I did not have butter. I just went with it and used heavy cream. I had just enough heavy cream left over for these potatoes and for my sauce at the end, but I never like to add cold milk, cold half and half, whatever kind of liquid you're adding to your potatoes. I don't like to add that in cold. What it does is it drops the temperature of the potatoes. Pour it over my potatoes and I start breaking down my potatoes with a whisk. I feel like this really helps with the consistency of the potatoes as well. It kind of gives it like that creamy whipped taste. Obviously you can put this, you can use a stand mixer if you want them like super airy and light. I almost did this, but I wanted to keep it simple. I was going to put it in my stand mixer with the whipping attachment and whip these until they were light. But you know what? I took the easier route today, you guys. And like I said, I didn't have butter, but they turned out just as good, I promise. But if you do have butter, I definitely recommend adding the butter. If not, it's not, the end of the world. Because I did end up adding this smoked Gouda cheese, which actually just took everything to the next level. It just added that nice smoked cheese flavor and it was delicious. I also end up adding a little salt and pepper and I just fold that in. I fold the cheese into the sweet potatoes. So now I'm making the vinaigrette. I wanted to show you how many ingredients it took. I'm using grapeseed oil because I have not used it before and I've been really anxious to try it. So I'm using grapeseed oil, white wine vinegar. If you don't have white wine vinegar, lemon will work. Balsamic vinegar will work. Red wine vinegar will work. I would avoid just plain distilled vinegar. It's definitely a lot stronger than other vinegars, but you can do apple cider vinegar, any kind of vinegar you have, and then some Dijon mustard. If you don't have Dijon mustard, regular mustard is fine. Black pepper, salt, and then I did honey, which I don't show on here right now. And then I also did I want to say I did a quarter of a shallot and 1 to 2 garlic cloves. I put my garlic and my shallots in first. So I added about 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And then I want to say I added a fourth a cup of white wine vinegar. I want to say that a fourth or a third a cup of white wine vinegar. I know because I went back and added more because I wanted more of that vinegar taste. And like I said, start off slow, you guys, with whatever you're adding and then try to build. If you don't like too much vinegar, just start off with a fourth a cup and then add if you want more of that taste. And after I add that, I mix it up, and then I slowly start to add my grapeseed oil. I want to say I added about a half a cup of grapeseed oil. You want the consistency to be pretty, like, you know, if you've ever seen a vinaigrette, it's very pretty runny, but still have like some viscosity to it. I want to say I added 3 tablespoons of honey. Like I said, add more honey if you like it more on the sweet side, you guys. But definitely try everything as you go. You don't see me in the video do this because I'm trying to save time, but I definitely try it as I go. It's not very complicated at all. And you guys see the consistency of that is still pretty liquidy, but still has a little bit of body to it. And of course, I'm adding it to my squeezy bottle. And I don't care whoever makes fun of me, y'all. It's definitely convenient, especially if you're using dressing throughout the week to dress any of your salads. It's so quick, and it just, you know, it's a squeezy bottle. Why I didn't cut this out, I don't know. I wanted y'all to see the struggle of me trying to get this on here. Okay, so now I'm going to finish making the salad, and what I'm doing is mini cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, and I'm going to be doing avocado. It just really goes well with the vinaigrette. And so after I cut all of those, added to the bowl, I'm doing a baby spring mix. I really like spring mix. I don't know. I feel like it's more flavorful than romaine, iceberg, you know, green leaf lettuce. Like, I feel like it's a little bit more flavorful. And then I coat that pretty nicely. Don't add too much, just kind of add as you go when you're adding your dressing. And then I like to mix it up with my hands. It's a habit. Every time I mix up my salads, I'm trying to get out of the habit of using gloves, but I'm so used to it because I used to work a salad station, and I just feel like anything ready to eat, you should have gloves on. I did let this ribeye come to room temperature, but if you don't have time to set it out for room temperature, to come to room temperature, don't mind me, but you definitely want to make sure you salt it really well with salt and pepper. And I definitely recommend kosher salt and fresh ground pepper. It's just a more even consistency, I think, with kosher salt, and then, you know, fresh ground pepper is obviously really good. All right, you guys, so now I'm gonna get started on searing my steak. And I just wanna say there are 101 ways to sear steak, and I'm not doing like anything crazy. All I'm doing is taking my grapeseed oil. So I just put like a little dot, and then as soon as you place your steak in there, you guys, leave it alone. I don't care how you're doing your steak, what technique, what method, you always just leave it alone. I let it sit there for about 3 to 4 minutes until it got nice and golden brown. Then I flip it again and I let it sit there 3 or 4 minutes. I take it out of the pan, I cover it up, and I let it rest for 20 minutes. The resting period is very, very key, you guys. Let your meat rest. And also, if you don't have a thermometer, you can do that method where you do it on your fingers from the pointer to the thumb. That is going to be rare. And then the next one is medium rare, and then medium well, and then well. I don't do well over here. I either do rare or medium rare. But like I said, that is a preference. I know a lot of people like to put a lot of seasonings on it, but trust me when I say this, all you need is salt and pepper, and you cook it to the right temperature to where it's not hockey puck, and you'll love it. I promise you guys. And then I cover it with foil, like I said, and then I write the time on there just because I didn't want to pull it off before the 20 minutes. Sometimes when I'm not being patient, I will pull it off sooner, so I wanted to make sure that I had it sit there for at least 20 to 25 minutes. So now we are going to be making our sauce, and I'm starting off with a half of a shallot, and I did it was a massive garlic clove. That's the biggest garlic clove I've ever seen. So basically it was like 4 garlic cloves, I think. But I dice up my shallot into a very, very small dice, and I also mince up my garlic, and that's all I'm going to be putting in this sauce because like I said, I want to keep it simple. But you guys, if you have mushrooms, this will take the sauce to the next level. I feel like it would be so good with mushrooms. But like I said, I'm keeping it simple, and it still came out. The sauce was so good. Anyway, you want to keep all those crunchy bits on the bottom of your cast iron skillet, and that is from the steak. That right there provides the flavor. As soon as I add my liquid, it's going to be so fire. So all I do is saute up my shallots and my garlic for about a minute, because this cast iron was pretty hot, so I didn't want to like burn it. And then I ended up adding some beef stock. I really regret not adding or not making more of this sauce, you guys. But I ended up adding, I think, a half a cup of beef stock. Some really nice beef stock, actually. I'd say I let it simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then after that, I add in my wine. If you don't have wine, that's totally fine. But I definitely recommend wine, because I'm telling you guys, this sauce was so perfect how it was. It was almost like it just added this richness. Like the sauce was so rich and delicious. Anyway, I added some thyme because, like I said, I've had thyme for days, and so I added more thyme in here, just one little sprig, and I let that simmer until you see like this, where it's getting nice and like bubbly. And then I added in, I'm gonna say, a tablespoon of heavy cream. But after a couple of minutes, when you let it reduce a little bit, it will thicken up. So don't worry about if you like pull it off the heat and it's still runny. It will start to cool down, and then it'll create like this nice little pan sauce. And so now that my meat has rested, I'm gonna cut it and put my plate together. I do want to say briefly right here, I put the rest of the juice that came from the steak into the sauce that we just made, and oh my gosh, another level of flavor, you guys. I'm not kidding. And when cutting steak, obviously cut against the grain. It just makes it better when chewing. It just like falls apart. And then I take away the pieces that I'm going to be saving for later, so I have nice even pieces to cut. And then I'm wrapping it up here, you guys. You guys are going to see me build it. And if you guys made it this far, leave me some salad emojis, or sweet potato emojis. And I will see you guys in the mukbang video, or the mukbang part of the video. I love you guys so much, and I really hope you guys do try this. This was actually it was actually really good. I know that I say that about a lot of them, but I hope you guys do try this, and if you do, let me know down in the comments below. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the recipe part and the title and the thumbnail, hopefully I get a good one, I am making a simple steak dinner today. Yes, super simple, super simple. Make this for your woman tonight, make this for your man tonight, make this for your parents, make this for your sister, make this for your brother, make this for your best friend. And it took me 30 minutes, yes, in total. Just like the chicken one, I wanna start doing more, quick recipes, easy recipes you guys can follow along if you guys are like super new to cooking. I'm just gonna get into eating so that we can try this all together. I'm gonna go for steak and a little of this potato together, if I can get them on the fork together. Yeah. I gotta make sure y'all can see. Oh my gosh. Let me get something to wipe my mouth. These are the mini cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, and avocado with a white wine vinaigrette. Super simple, you guys. Go back, if you didn't watch it, go back, watch that part. That was super simple. These were super simple. Everything was super simple. And for these sweet potatoes, what I did was added Gouda cheese. So if you guys watched the video before this video, I had Gouda cheese in that, and I put it on top of my chicken, and I was going to put it in the mash. So I decided I had leftover Gouda, and I decided to put it in here. Oh my gosh. And my sauce is all over my salad, which if you're a person that doesn't like that, obviously use a different plate. I'm somebody who doesn't care either way. But this sauce is really good. Let me get a couple more bites. I'm gonna get a little bit more sauce. Like, look at how dark and pretty this pan sauce is. I put some on my potatoes. Look at that. This is the spoon I used it for. Y'all, this sauce is so fire. Dang it. Let me get into a damn groove. I'm over here. This sauce is so fire, you guys. And it didn't make a lot, which kind of makes me sad. But since I am the only one eating it, it doesn't, oh crap. I need to make sure I'm just like back here. Let's get a close up. Oh my gosh. I just want to make sure you guys can be able to see this. Oh my gosh. I'm so mad I'm eating all this steak so fast. Wow. Wow. I'm going to be 110% honest with you guys. I wasn't even going to make a sauce. I don't know what I was going to do actually. Only until like the last minute. I went and bought what I was going to make today, but I didn't know necessarily what I was going to do with the sauce. I was so stressed out about running out of butter. And like, this is just perfect. Obviously, if you have butter, use the butter. This sauce is money. Holy crap. Holy crap. That is so good. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. Come here. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna finish this salad. I put way too much potato on my plate per usual. Y'all, shout out to all of you guys that made that chicken. The one make this for dinner, and it was the chicken with the heavy cream and the, you know what I'm talking about, and the lemon. That was fire. If you guys made that, trust me on this one is fire too. You don't even got to do sweet potato. I'm just kind of keeping the fall trend. Even if you just make the steak and whatever side you're gonna do, whatever kind of green beans you're gonna do, I highly recommend this salad. Oh my gosh, fire and super simple. You guys saw me make my own vinaigrette, which was, it took me about 5 minutes because I had to film it. And you can look at whoever you're cooking for and be like, I made this from scratch. Absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. I definitely wanted to bring you guys another super simple recipe. Before we wrap this up, if you guys have any questions whatsoever about dinner tonight, if you're going to be making this for dinner, if you're going to be making this at any point in time, always leave me a comment below. I always try to answer everybody who asks me a question about a recipe. So if you're unsure, leave a comment down below and I will help you out. That was really good, even without the butter. And what I normally like to do with the pan sauce, what you should do with the pan sauce, is kind of finish it off with butter so it has that nice buttery, silky texture. But that was just a very rich texture, and I am so happy that it turned out. You guys, I definitely want to wrap it up here. I don't want to talk your ear off. This was a freaking amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make this for dinner tonight. You will not fucking regret it. Leave me the big fat steak emoji if you guys are still here. Shout out to everybody who is going to make this tonight. Shout out to everybody who made the last chicken. You guys can definitely trust me. This is another co-signed recipe from me, you guys. I definitely stand behind this 100%. And I will see you guys in the next video. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot right now. It's my hair. Y'all, and by the way, this is the last day I'm wearing my hair like this. Hopefully this is the last day I'm wearing my hair. I'm ready to go back to straighten hair. My hair looks like ramen noodles. Ramen noodles, y'all. I'm just not ready to like dedicate the time to really nurture these curls.